The South Today bulletin, proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Tonight on the South Today, a young Dunedin teenager wants to reconnect the city with Australia, hoping his ambitious campaign takes off. Southern businesses are taking centre stage with awards celebrating their work across the regions. And thousands of school pupils are hitting the stage in Queenstown, celebrating Māori and Pasifika culture. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. An ambitious travel campaign is taking off in Dunedin and it's being captained by a 13-year-old. Benjamin Paterson wants to put the international back into the activities of Dunedin Airport and is hoping to get the city flying overseas again.
Watching planes touch down while planning a big campaign. Benjamin Paterson isn't your typical 13-year-old. This young aviation enthusiast is on a mission to bring international travel back to Dunedin Airport. He's been busy gathering data from travellers through an online survey, which has already received more than 2,500 responses.
The results are looking positive with over 88% of people have flown out of Dunedin when it was international, and 97% of people are very interested or extremely interested in when it opens back up again, if it does.
Virgin Australia suspended its international flights between Dunedin and Brisbane at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, but that service hasn't returned. The airline went through a major restructuring and sale process after its operations were grounded. Benjamin may just have 13 years of life experience under his belt, but says he has some big targets for the city's airport.
Brisbane's a big one, but we've also had a response from some freight, and I would like to see some freight maybe going in and out. I think it would prop up the economy of Dunedin up again and would be able to be what we once were.
Benjamin is used to taking to the skies. The young man's currently working towards his private pilot's licence through the Otago Aero Club, and he's busy making contact with airlines and local businesses to try and gain more support for his international campaign. In Dunedin, the South Today.
A fire that destroyed a house in Oamaru yesterday morning is now being treated as suspicious. The blaze in Perth Street completely engulfed the home of local artist Matthew Wicks, leaving his wife and daughter with nothing but the clothes on their backs. No one was in the house when the fire broke out just after 9 on Wednesday morning. Multiple fire appliances attended the scene, taking half an hour to dampen down the flames. Police believe the incident was arson. They're calling for information about a suspicious vehicle or persons in the area between 7:30 and 9:15 on Wednesday morning. Meanwhile, a Give a Little page has been set up to raise money for the Oamaru family, which has already raised more than $10,000. Some of the top southern businesses are being celebrated with recognition for outstanding work locally and globally. The finalists have been announced for the Grand Business South Awards, and organisers reckon Otago is a step above the rest.
Receiving a gold certificate to acknowledge a golden effort. The cream of the crop of Otago and Southland's businesses was celebrated this week as the finalists for the Grand Business South Awards were announced at the fabled Dunedin Hotel. There were more than 100 entries this year, with the 40 finalists selected across 12 different categories, recognising the region's more inspiring businesses.
Ingenious, innovative and creative type companies doing great things locally and globally that we don't speak about. So this is an opportunity for us to help tell those stories.
And with the increasing demand to celebrate business success in the regions, organisers have decided to make the awards function an annual event. Business South CEO Mike Collins says the organisation's proud to showcase the local talent and believes Otago punches above their weight.
Showing that Otago's really got it and attracting new business to the region as well, so it's a great opportunity.
The category winners will be announced at a function later this month, along with the overall winner of the Grand Business South Awards. In Dunedin, the South Today.
A Dunedin plastics manufacturer is being encouraged to continue its mission towards protecting the environment after receiving a sustainability award.
Packet Packaging was given the Sustainable Business Award at this week's Keep Dunedin Beautiful event for its work in manufacturing and recycling number 5 plastics. And disposing of number 5 plastics has just been made a lot easier thanks to this Recycle It bin. The new initiative at Dunedin's New World Centre City provides a special bin to collect those items which can't be put in regular recycling bins, including mini yoghurt, margarine and ice cream containers.
Going forward, we are engraving all our tubs, the bottom of our bases, with 100% recycling, so this makes it easier to identify in the supermarket. Packet
Packaging has already recycled around 31,000 kilograms of number 5 plastics and says it doesn't want the items going into the environment. The company says it's proud of its achievement at the Keep Dunedin Beautiful Awards and hopes their Recycle It initiative will help sustainability in the city. In Dunedin, the South Today.
A Central Otago initiative is aiming to give high school pupils some trade experience to help equip them with skills for a range of industries. The Youth Employment Program gives the teens hands-on lessons outside the classroom so they get a feel of the 9-to-5 life after leaving school.
Young pupils listening to some words of inspiration as they consider potential career path options. The Central Otago Youth Employment Program held its first event in Cromwell at the weekend as part of their Skills Day at the Five Stags venue. Around 20 pupils from Dunstan High School and Cromwell College took part, getting to hear from 4 local employers before getting put under pressure with mock job interviews.
Co-op helps because you get your work placement, but you also get a lot of credits, so it helps you with your level 1 and gets you out of school 2 days a week as well, so it's quite cool.
Sarah Hill, Deputy Principal of Cromwell College, says the region has a wide range of opportunities available and believes the program will greatly benefit the pupils.
21st century education will move this way. It's absolutely a given, it has to. And it excites me because what I see is a community coming back together.
Hill's happy the students got the chance to discuss their potential futures with employers and hopes they'll use the feedback and advice to help them choose an industry path. In Cromwell, the South Today.
Children from early childhood through to secondary school have been embracing their culture in Otago as tamariki belt out some Māori and Pasifika performances. The annual Central Otago Polyfest is underway in Queenstown, with thousands of pupils taking centre stage to show off their hard work.
The sounds of Waiata are ringing from the mountains as more than 1,000 school children come together at the Queenstown Event Centre to stage the 4th annual Central Lakes Polyfest. The 2-day event sees around 40 schools from across the Central Otago region performing kapahaka in the resort town, including early childhood centres through to secondary school students.
We wanted to bring that Polyfest and bring it up here to Central Lakes, just to get our tamariki and rangatahi here involved in a Polyfest as well, which is why we've kind of, adopted what we've done in Murihuku, brought it here to Central Lakes, and it's building every year, which is amazing.
This is the 3rd time some children have performed at the cultural event. They're excited to get back on stage, some practicing since the start of the year.
It's really exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time, because it's kind of like a big festival and competition at the same time.
The Central Lakes Polyfest wraps up on Thursday, with thousands of keen spectators enjoying the diverse cultural talent in the region. In Queenstown, the South Today.
Yakane, still to come on the South Today. The annual Sefton Tug of War cranks into gear in North Canterbury, and a Southland man powers on with a mission he and his late wife started in creating a garden oasis.
such a sweet girl. What are you dreaming about?
Just music.
The Power of Dreams by Honda.
Here at Age Concern Otago, we offer a range of services to support Otago seniors to age well with dignity and independence. We provide social work support, visiting service, health promotion and social activities. Check out what we have on offer at ageconcernotago.com.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
You're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer. You owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. Strength and teamwork were on display in North Canterbury at the weekend as competitors in the annual Southland tug of war pulled for victory.
It's an annual event in the small Waimakariri town of Southland, and windy conditions did little to dampen the enthusiasm of competitors in the annual Southland tug of war. Stormy weather had cut power and water in the district on Sunday, but a total of 20 teams still lined up to contest the tug of war competition. Teams faced off at either end of the long rope, hoping their strength and combined weight would prevent their opponents from dragging them down.
And this year, all the funds raised is going towards the new playground design and redevelopment. So a lot of money needing to be raised, and it's probably going to take a couple of years, but that's what we're working towards.
However, damage caused by the high winds meant one team had to be substituted at the last minute. Their crew were all needed for the urgent job of restoring power, demonstrating how resilient small rural communities can be in adversity.
And maybe that's reflective of all small communities, you know, when we have to, we pull together. And yes, there's families out there that didn't have power last night and, you know, trees are down and fences are down, but they're still here. So
the top tug of war award was won by the Grown team. Later, despite all the sore muscles, teams went to work, helping clear up after the storm. In North Canterbury, the South Today.
A Southland man is on a mission to continue the dream he shared with his late wife, transforming their 100-year-old property into a gardening oasis. The Waikaia couple discovered over a dozen rare fruit trees when they brought the rundown cottage around 40 years ago, including some varieties no longer found elsewhere in the world.
Northern Southland watercolour artist Crosby Grieve tending to his garden, just like his late wife Candice used to, at their century-old cottage. The couple bought the property in 1982, along with 0.8 hectares of land near Waikaia. The area was well positioned and protected from the weather behind the hills. Grieve says the garden looked a lot different when they first viewed the cottage, but the couple fell in love with the place the moment they arrived.
There was apple trees, there was bellbirds singing, and you could hear the stream, and Candice leaned over the bonnet and said to me, "We're buying this place." And that's where it started.
Over the years, Crosby and his late wife Candice had perfected making apple cider and reckons their fruit tastes a lot better than the ones bought at the supermarket. He says a heritage fruit specialist once told him many of his fruit varieties would no longer be found in Europe, but were still growing in parts of New Zealand where the settlers originally planted them.
One wonders why you would plant 20 different varieties of apple trees, in fact 40 trees in one place.
Grieve admits he's not as much of a green thumb as his late wife Candice, but is aiming to continue taking care of their garden for many years to come. In Waikaya, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Teenager Benjamin Paterson wants to put the International back in Dunedin Airport, encouraged by a positive response. Finalists are announced for the Grand Business South Awards as teams celebrate their hard mahi across Otago. And the Central Otago Polyfest is underway in Queenstown, with thousands of local school pupils showing off their cultural talents. And now we'll look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we are welcoming in again editor Paul McIntyre. Hello Paul.
Hi, how are you?
What can we expect to read in tomorrow's paper?
Well, we've got a Dunedin emergency doctor who says he's sick of stitching up people after who've been injured in speeding motorists, speeding motorists, and he's pushing for lower speed limits because of that. And there's the owners of a Oamaru house that was destroyed in a suspicious fire yesterday. They've been inundated with gifts of clothes and offers of help. And we've got our sports reporter Kaylee Hodge, who's running a eye over the international women's rugby teams who are playing in tournaments across New Zealand, including Dunedin.
Yeah, that's very exciting for the women's rugby. We look forward to welcoming that to Dunedin, but across the whole country. Thank you for sharing this evening, Paul.
No problem.
Time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, the weather should remain mostly fine through the long weekend, with lighter winds and more sunshine than recent weeks. Heading to the top of the South Island, there's some light winds about tomorrow, but otherwise it's looking fine with 20 degrees in Nelson, 19 in Greymouth, and Christchurch is a bit cloudy with nor'easterlies and a high of 16. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago, some cloud and nor'easterlies in Ashburton with 16, Timaru's warm with 17 and light easterlies, while Oamaru is cloudy and breezy with a high of 15. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, Queenstown's looking good tomorrow with light winds and blue skies with a high of 19, and over in Wanaka and Alexandra expect a sunny 20 degrees. Heading through the south, more Friday sunshine as we come through here tomorrow with 16-degree highs in Gore and Balclutha, with a cloudy 15 and southwesterlies inbound for the Catlins. Across to Invercargill, cloudy as it drops to 8 degrees overnight. The next 2 days are looking sunny with spots of cloud at times and light winds, with 14-degree highs on both Friday and Saturday. And finally heading to Dunedin. Cloudy tonight as it drops to 7. Tomorrow looks mostly cloudy too. Dry as well with a few afternoon showers along with 15 as the day's high. Then Saturday brings a mix of sunshine, cloud and light winds to kickstart the long weekend with another 15-degree day in town. And that's the news this Thursday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. You can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand, and you can also follow us on Facebook. Just search for the South Today NZ to see our favourite stories from around the regions. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite o pōpō.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.